Right, guys, we are live now, and we're going to react to Swansea's games for the upcoming season. So LGP is just going to join in a second or two. So let me just quickly load up the Swansea City games. The schedule for the new season. So in the chat, if you can, let me know your thoughts if you're a Swansea fan or support any other team, really. So let's share the screen. And then let's go here and let's click that and then show the screen. So Swansea started off against Blackburn. I'm just going to keep checking to wait till LGP's in here. But Swansea started off against Blackburn. We've never beaten Blackburn away, which is, hard to say really. Because at home, we do good. Away, yeah, speechless. We sometimes get a draw, so that's probably what I'll be expecting for the opening day, but it's definitely a winnable game. But as well, with the history from before, I'm not too sure if we will get the win. Then Reading in the Cup on the 10th to be decided for the time. It's an okay draw. It's a decent draw. Then we got Sheffield United at home. Last time we played them at home, it was a good result. I think we won 1-0 in the end. A cold night at the Liberty, but definitely a winnable game. They're going to have a much better squad than they did last time than going up. But I think it's a winnable game for Swansea, but a tough test. Then we go against Stoke on the 17th. Stoke at home. I remember a few seasons ago now, I scored in the first minute and then they just turned it around throughout the game before full time and won it 2-1, I think it was in the end. So, yeah, tough. Also, I will add people's mods back now. Sure, I'll put the link in the chat. Sorry about that, LGP. There we go, it's in the chat now. I might have put a letter wrong or something. Of course, then, as I said, Stoke, it's a winnable game, but it's going to be tough, It's going to be tough. Then we go on to Bristol. We always have Bristol early on in the season. Probably going to be a boring game. If fans are there, a few scraps at Ashton Gate, probably for Swans fans. Boring game. As LGP said for Forest as well. And here's LGP. You put E in the description. Yeah, because... Yeah. Welcome back in, LGP.
E is a very good letter.
It is. It's the letter you can eat with. So not eat, but yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
With Graphy Tricks, yeah, we're back. Vamos around deep. I'm not going to be reading the chat a lot because we're focusing on this, but be sure to leave your thoughts in and I'll have a quick glance reading them. But I am paying attention to everyone that does comment in the chat. So don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm 100% not. We're just talking about the Bristol game, how boring it's going to be for Swansea and Forest, basically.
Yeah, but Bristol, it's like for Forest, it's always 0-0. Because whenever we lose, we normally lose 2-1. Like 2-1 loss is as exciting as it gets. So yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely indeed.
What do you think to Swansea's start then? We've got Blackburn away, we've never won. Reading in the Cup, that's irrelevant for now. Sheffield United at home and Stoke. What do you think of them 3 games so far?
Well,
2 home.
Say that was Forest. Let's just put it as Forest. I think it's not the best start in the world, but it's a reasonable start. But because it's Swansea, your record against Blackburn away isn't great. It's Sheffield United, they're freshly relegated, they're going to want to bounce back up. But when you play the newly relegated club straight away, it isn't always necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because, they've got to get used to, they've got to get into
a new league again.
Winning. Because I think Swansea, when you were relegated, did you go through an icky patch or did you just get back going?
We started okay, I think, and then we just picked up draws and conceded late on. Our defence was terrible under Potter, but we could actually score goals. Now with Cooper, it's completely changed. We can have brilliant defence, but just can't score goals. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
With Cooper, we always have a good start to the season, hype ourselves up a lot. Then in February, March time, we just slip away, which is frustrating, to say the least.
yeah, I think because you've got a smaller squad, Swansea.
Yeah.
You've got a thinner squad. Whereas Forest, pre our released and retained list, we had a great squad, like in terms of depth. But obviously a lot of that's gone. So I think you just need some more depth. I think that's the thing missing. Because obviously Cooper used the same players almost week in, week out. Those players are going to get tired as the season progresses, which is why you fall away in February, because you've had that ridiculously schedule. That's why you fall away, because I think you would fall away under any manager, not just Cooper. Whether that's, I don't know, Lamucci, Pep Guardiola, you would fall away, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's just depth.
Then we got Preston to end August. We had them on the opening day last season. It was 1-0 Morgan Gibbs White goal. Hopefully we can get him back. It's very unlikely though. Wouldn't mind him, but probably not going to happen. But Preston, one of those teams, you know, Deepdale, always tough place to go. I think the last 2 times we went there, we got a 1-1 draw and a 1-0 win from last season. So it's not the most exciting game to look forward to, but it's there to be played. Then going into September, we've got Hull, the first game on the 11th. So, Kieran, if you are in the chat, which I do think you are, if you're still watching anyway, let me know what your thoughts are against coming into the Swansea game in early September. I think it could be, if we get Henry, I think these are the sort of games you can score hat-tricks in. We haven't had a hat-trick at Swansea since Scott Sinclair in the playoff final, believe it or not. That was over 10 years ago now.
Forest last had a hat trick. Lewis Grabban can score, like when he's on form, he can score 2 goals. He's just like, nope, I don't want to bring the match ball home. I'm okay, thanks. He's just like, he doesn't want to bring it home. I don't know why. He just never wants to bring the match ball home. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I can't remember when our last hat trick was. I'm trying to think about it now, but I just can't remember it.
We'll come back to you on that one then.
I'm going to Google it.
Obviously, a long time ago. While you Google it then, I'll talk about Swans Millwall. Last time we played Millwall, of course, we won 3-0 convincingly. Jamel Lowe likes to get a few goals against Millwall. At home, it was a tough game last season. Stephen Bender, of course, made his debut. He could actually be the, of course, main keeper for Swansea this season. Wouldn't mind him, but he hasn't got that championship experience. But of course, Cooper loves playing younger players, of course. And if we have Cooper, he'll definitely stick to the same thing. Millwall, tough game, but at the Liberty, I reckon we can win. Then go on to Luton. I actually thought we'd get Luton on the opening day. We didn't. It's fine. Our first time in 3 years I've got the opening day prediction wrong. It had to happen one time. Oliver said, what game? Oh, you said that someone's going to get out then. Fair enough.
2017.
2017.
Yeah, Kieran Dowell against Hull.
I said that I was really surprised it was so long ago, but then my mind proper went back to reality and realised how long Swansea's was 10 years ago. So, yeah, you got a hat-trick more recently than Swansea.
Well, what? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 players have scored a hat-trick in the last decade for Forest.
Brilliant.
Those players were Kieran Dowell, Henry Lansbury, Britta Sombalonga, Radi Majewski with 2 hat-tricks, Robert Earnshaw and Gareth McLaren. No, McLean. No, I can't say his surname, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Swansea, Huddersfield, the game I'm not looking forward to be honest. We played them around the same time last season. As for Forest and LGP, Huddersfield, a bogey team. 2 seasons, we seem to have a season where we can beat them twice, then the next season we'll do terrible. So hopefully, if that continue in the cycle, this season should be the season we do well against Huddersfield. I wouldn't mind it, of course.
We just lose to them.
Game. Say again, sorry?
We just lose to them. There's no purple patches, we just lose to them.
I definitely think it's a winnable game for Swansea, but no one else will probably get a draw there at the Liberty. Then going into the second game against the relegated club on Wednesday, 29th of September. I think we played them. Oh, it was November last time we played them. Anyway, get to the point, Tristan. Fulham away. Last time we played them was a tense game. Mitrovic, of course, coming back down to the Championship. He'll probably tear it apart again. Fulham Swansea is always a tight game. Only 1 or 2 goals in it, sorry. Ref tends to rob us against Fulham quite a bit.
Yeah.
But tough game. I think we could get a draw away at Craven Cottage. Potentially a win, depending how our team's looking. Of course, the transfer window is mainly dependent on that. Any result could happen against Fulham. But it was definitely a tight game.
Yeah, I say, Fulham is tough for Forest. I say we beat them at Craven Cottage 2-1, but it's always tough, like it is for most teams in the Championship. Fulham's a tough game.
Yeah. Going into the next month, October, we're flying through. We got Wycombe Wanderers for you, LGP.
Yes.
One derby after another, of course. So this is actually the 2nd of October. Then we've got a massive break to the 16th. 14 days, of course. That must be international break.
Yes, I love a good international break, I do.
And if you've been following Swansea for a while, you know that we're terrible after international breaks. We never do well, and that's not good. I think last year when we played Rotherham straight after the international break in November, we actually beat them 1-0. But it was Rotherham, and it's sort of expected. But against Cardiff, it's not a good time to have the South Wales derby, in my opinion, straight after the international break. And then, look at that, we've got West Brom and then Birmingham and Peterborough to end the month. But going into the Cardiff game, we've got to be confident. Of course, the nerves will kick in. Just can't lose 2 in a row against Cardiff.
No, just the way I see derbies, like, it's when it's like Forest against Derby, you're like, you live on the nerves. You love the nerves, but at the same time, when the nerves are actually happening, you hate it. But like a week or so before, you love it. A week or so after, you love it. But during that week, when you play Derby, you hate it. It's really weird. And you love it when you see like rival fans doing it. I remember watching your stream when you were so annoyed after losing to Cardiff. You were just losing it on stream. Like,
I had to learn that stream then. Otherwise, I would just flip my lid.
I was on the edge of like laughing, but I'm like, because I can remember a few years ago, I wasn't like doing videos or anything at that time. I lost 2-0 to Derby and I was absolutely fuming. We conceded like one of the earliest goals in Derby Day history. It was a horrible game.
Derby's always there to look forward to, but then after, if you don't get the right result, always there to straight away forget. The last derby we had at Liberty was in October. October the 26th or 27th, 2019. We won that one 1-0. So 12 days or 11 days earlier, for this one, 2 years later, we're going to win it. We're going to win it. Trust the word.
Yeah.
West Brom.
Just before, if I can just interrupt, I just want to, Randeep, I think I've said your name right, and ask the question about Derby, for both of us, I think. Tristan Elric, thoughts on the fine? Yeah, 100k fine, Derby.
Oh, 100k.
Do you want to talk about it first?
Yeah, sure. I didn't really know about it. 100k fine for Derby. So is that a consequence for whatever's gone on behind the pitches, off the pitch? Sorry. There's
that, and there's also the points deduction. They could get thrown out in place for Wycombe, or they could get a points deduction. There's so much that could happen. They're gonna get. By looks things, they're going to get the 100k fine no matter what. But then there's the other consequence of getting thrown out the league for Wycombe or having a points deduction. They've only got 14 first-team players. So,
I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
The 100k fine for a football club in the Championship, it doesn't seem too much, but it can affect you. And for Derby, off the pitch,
When I first saw that, I was like, 100k, is that it? In the modern day game, in football, it's kind of like it's nothing.
There's a pound to us.
Yeah, pretty much. But they're scraping the barrel, so that's going to be like 100 million to them.
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's going to be gold dust. I do think Derby are going to be in the relegation scrap next season as well, unless Wayne Rooney can pull a few big players. But to be honest, Wayne Rooney for me isn't a manager. He's a brilliant footballer. He's not a manager for me.
I think the maximum amount they're going to be able, maximum amount of players they can sign is 5 with the because they're going to have to rely on free transfers and loan players.
Yeah,
and even that is going to be a lot.
Yeah.
So they won't be able to get many even loan players from the Premier League because they're going to be on like loads of wages. Like they're going to be really high wages, and for a side that are going to be like they're going to be scraping the barrel financial. That 100k could be a difference between. If you were to give Derby County £100,000 right now, they could probably go out and sign, I'd say, 3 players with that 100k. But EFL are taking that 100k away. That's 2 or 3 less players. So yeah. So
and it's a decent consequence.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, go ahead.
So that's basically all the October games. Then we face Birmingham. Probably be a really tight game as it always is at St Andrews. Thought we could get the win, but it's actually a Saturday game. We normally face them, I'm pretty sure, at midweek games, late kickoffs. But weekend's game, think we'll get the win there. And then we face Peterborough, who I'm really excited, believe it or not, to play. Think we can definitely win that one. And I feel a Ben Kabanga goal is coming in that game.
Yeah, that's a bit of a... You just have this... you just have these, like, wild predictions that so-and-so's going to score. I remember... I don't know who it was against. I think it was Rotherham away. I just knew that Ryan Yates was going to score, and Ryan Yates scored. Yeah, you just get these... Like, you just get these...
feelings.
Predictions. Yeah, but yeah. No problem.
Now we go. Did we just do October? Yeah, we just did October. So now we're into November, starting the festive period off with a game against Coventry. They held us to 2 really, really tough games last season. 1-1 at the St Andrews, where they were playing this time at the Ricoh Arena. Now on my birthday, we won 1-0 thanks to a Ben Kabang goal. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. I think we could lose it. It's a midweek game. I also feel we can lose that one. And then back-to-back defeats against Bournemouth. Really tough game last season. At home, did really well, but away, we just didn't turn up. And then another game I'm really happy to be seeing. Swansea Blackpool. You guys know I have a soft spot for Blackpool. Really wanting to stay up this season. I think they can. It's going to take a big effort.
I think Blackpool right now 21st. They've been the most active of the clubs. They've signed that Reece James from Doncaster. I wanted Forest to sign him, but he's gone to Doncaster. He scored 7 goals in League One last season from left back. So they've got him, and they've
not bad at all.
Yeah, they've got a couple of Premier League reserve players as well who have played in the Championship. Like, I've got a video based on the newly promoted clubs coming out soon, but yeah.
Make sure you guys subscribe to LGP so you do not miss that video, because I'll certainly be tuning in. That sounds very interesting.
Yeah. So, yes. I think Blackpool, 21st right now, but yeah, could finish higher.
Also, big up everyone watching. Really appreciate it. Miss Melina, Oliver, LGP, who's with me. Glitchin, Owen, Lurkwan's in here. Scroll up a little bit more. We got... Kieran Marriott is off to Peterborough. Brilliant for them. Experienced player. Everyone who's in here, thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. And keep letting us know your thoughts on the games as we go through them. And to talk about games, next up is Barnsley Swansea. Repeat of the playoffs. And then Reading. Brilliant. Brilliant schedule. Love to see it. Away at Oakwell, we seem to do decent. I think we can get a win there. They've just lost as Mail, which is making me even more confident. So I think Barnsley, next season, they could go back into the playoffs, but I think they'll get back to where rebuilding a little bit to just up their squad a little bit, get rid of the lower Championship quality and upgrade it a little bit.
I think they might lose a few key players. I could see one or two West Brom with this move. I think they can.
Yeah.
I think they will. But yeah, go ahead.
There's all those links with players.
Yeah.
And then Reading, I think that'll be a 0-0 at the Liberty or 1-1. Always a tough game. Going into December then, halfway through the season almost. Middlesbrough, when we play them in December, it's always a good game, high scoring. Well, it was 2 seasons ago. Last season, they actually beat us 2-1. But there's always a few goals in it. I think, again, tough game at the Riverside. 3 o'clock kickoff. It's tough.
2-1. 2-1 Swans, I remember that. Andre Ayew last minute penalty, I remember that game.
I love that. Love that game so much. I think I lost my voice after that. Then we got, of course, LGP's team, Forest. Quietly nervous about this because Forest never know what to expect. But
why are you nervous about Forest? Come on.
As long as we got Connor Roberts.
Oh yeah. I don't know why you need a new striker. Just put Connor Roberts up front. He's winning all those headers. All of those headers.
Have you seen Sergio Ramos's finishing? I reckon if everyone in Swansea puts together a few quid, we can get him on the wages. We'll chuck him up top.
Yeah.
Better finishing than low.
Iran Deep, I think Forest. Right now 10th. Where do you think he's just asked where Forest and Swansea will finish? Right now, Forest 10th.
Forest are going to finish 8th. And Swans at the moment, without Ayew and without a proper striker at the moment, we're finishing 5th. But if we sign Henry, we're going to get 2nd, I reckon. 2nd.
I think Forest 10th, Swansea 6th right now. Obviously, things can change with the transfer market and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Then we got QPR, who in the league, it's tough games. In the cup, we get smashed against QPR. I think we could definitely drop points against QPR. We played them Boxing Day last season when that was just before they started being unreal. But it's definitely a winnable game. All depends how QPR are doing up until that point. It could be top table clash, not top 2, but playoff area clash. We'll have to wait and see. Then on Boxing Day, that'll be tough, very tough that one. But I do think we can get the win there. Jamal Lowe's going to score 4, not 3, 4. And then Luton to end the year. Be a tough game. I think we could lose that one or a draw.
Yeah, I think Luton and QPR are the 2 sides that you can look at, and they could do better than some people expected because they finished above Forest. And look at Forest's bank balance compared to Luton's bank balance. Yeah. Exactly.
Luton just do really well with the players they've got. They just have a lot of togetherness, a lot of belief. And in Forest, for example, you just splash the cash and players don't have any chemistry.
Oh, not cash. Oh, not cash. Oh, oh cash.
Owen says, we've got a good squad, just need a clinical striker, then a right back, left back, maybe a CDM like Billy Gilmore on loan and get playoffs. I think Billy Gilmore's a little bit ambitious. Lurkon is agreeing. I think, he's a little bit ambitious with Billy Gilmore, but
I think Garner's more realistic to get back than Gilmore.
Yeah. I think Garner probably would go on loan to a championship club for this season and maybe get recalled in January, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Into January to start 2022 off, we got Fulham. Last season we had Watford, who come back down. This season we got Fulham home, Will the Fulham goalkeeper be filming the game this time, and then Jamal Lowe scoring and celebrating their GoPro? You never know. You never know. It'll be the 1 year anniversary. We'll play Fulham. And then we've got Huddersfield, also on the Fulham game. It's definitely a winnable game at home, especially if fans are there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm also a little bit feeling they're just going to run away with it, maybe.
Yeah, it depends. Definitely depends. If you're in that top 6 up there with Fulham, then you could probably get something. But then again, if you're like having a bit of a transitional period, because you don't know what's going to happen with Steve Cooper, because he's linked with Crystal Palace, Fulham as well. Fulham, because Parker's most likely going to go to Bournemouth. He's linked with Fulham as well. He was linked with West Brom, but obviously West Brom have got Ishmael now. So, what do you think's going to happen with Cooper?
Honestly, I do think he's going to stay. Otherwise.
Ignore that. Nothing ever happened. Yeah,
it's fine.
Keep going. Yes.
Steve Cooper, honestly, I think he would stay. He's very honest. He doesn't sort of straight to the point is what I'm trying to say. Not what I'm doing right now. but I think he will stay. Otherwise, he wouldn't have started the transfer window off with signing Kyle Joseph from Wigan, a young striker. He wouldn't have continued that with Swansea if he wasn't going to stay. Possibility he could go, but I think Cooper will stay. If we don't go up next season, though, it's time. It's time. If we don't go up next season, bunch of players, Grimes, Roberts, everyone. I think if we don't go up next season, Swans are going to have a big overhaul. Not big, but lose a big players, and then we'll be in the Championship for a lot of years then until we get new owners, and then actually invest in the team. Like we're looking with $5 million move for Thomas Henry. It's unheard of for Swansea to actually spend money on a player. $5 million for us. That's from it's massive for Swansea. If
apparently Chris Hughton, I'm not trying to flex or anything. I think Chris Hughton's rumored to have 10 to 15 million to spend.
In my head, that just does not make sense. So Forrest has been in, you've been in the Championship for a long time now. How on earth do you have a bigger transfer budget than Swansea, who are, arguably better team and have higher expectations? I think it's fair to say.
You can't say arguably because it's true.
I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah.
Then we got Huddersfield away. We're skipping past that one. I don't want to talk about it. Next up, then, don't play Huddersfield. We got Preston, who at the Liberty going to be a 0-0 or 1-0 win, hopefully. But it's one of them games. Then we go to Hull to end off January. By the way, in January, probably going to sign about 5 loan players, by the way. So, warning anyone. We'll probably pull someone big, like Hurahan. He'll have a few good games in February, then slip off. Hull, though, definitely winnable. Last time we played them at the Cade-Com, it was a mad 4-4 draw. I think this time it'll probably be 2-1 either way. Hull could get something out of us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think, as I said earlier, I think Hull have got an advantage on Blackpool and Peterborough because some of their players have got Championship experience, and experience for a newly promoted club is vital. It is vital, and that's how they've got an advantage. I think it is so dependent on signings and what happens with who comes in, who goes, what's going to happen.
Yeah. Then Swansea go into February, the best month of the year. Well, apart from Christmas month, December. How did I not know what month Christmas was in? Anyway, we started off with a game against Blackburn at home, and I'm confident we can get the win in that game, to be honest. Blackburn, by this point, I think they'll be mid-table, hopefully without Armstrong. By the way, Armstrong, he has to be going to a better club than Blackburn. If this season, he has, in my opinion, until January and Blackburn to get high up the table for him to stay. If they're mid-table, bottom half.
I think he's only got like 2 years left on his contract. So if Blackburn are like, no, we're not going to sell you, if I was Armstrong, I'd be like, if he wants to leave, I'll be like, okay, I'll just run down my contract then.
Yeah.
You know? And then
He'd do good at a newly promoted side like Watford or be at Norwich. That would be brilliant, actually. Norwich.
I think Southampton are the heaviest link. I was doing some research.
Oh yeah,
I think Southampton and Newcastle are the clubs that are closest to him. It looks like if he's going to go anywhere at Southampton, because Southampton look like they're going to cash in on Danny Ings. He wants to go and play European football. So it looks like they're going to try a partnership of Adams and Armstrong next season, which wouldn't be too bad, to be fair.
That's not bad at all.
It's £20 million, the price tag, apparently, which is quite a lot of money, but I think he is worth it.
Yeah. For people like us, we always see 20 million as a bit pricey, but only Blackburn fans will actually know how much he is actually worth. Like, for example, Swansea, we sold Joe Rodon for 20 million. Every Swansea fan knows we could have sold him for 30 to 40 million easy, but
the thing is,
other teams think that's just way too much. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to touch on it. So you're saying that your Swansea owners, whatever their names are, what are their names?
Stephen, somebody else. I think he left. I don't know the surname. You
got Steve. You got Steve in his chair. So you've so he's sitting there. He's got his 20 million on his desk, on his chair. He's sitting in his chair. You've got that 20 million. So in order to get that bonus money from getting promoted, why don't you use that 20 million, even if it's just 10 or 15 of it, put that into the squad, go and sign 4 or 5 more top quality players, and then you can go and make your 170 million off the playoffs. Can't you? Did you not? Am I just waffling, or did you not invest that?
We didn't, like when we sold Gylfi Sigurdsson for 45 to 50 million plus add-ons. We didn't see any money. When we come down from the Premier League, we sold a bunch of players. We must have made at least like 70 million from it.
Mm-hmm.
No investments. We spent like 5 million on Selena, I think it was, or something like that. That was it. Mm-hmm. And then we always used to, the last few seasons now, we've run out of parachute payments for this season, but we've just used the parachute payments to loan players in. We're not going to be able to do that this season. The owners have run out of the chance. Last season was a chance for us to proper go up and invest. That was their chance. But
so, did you sell Sigurdsson when you were in the Premier League or when you got relegated?
Yeah. In 2017, the day I don't want to talk about the day. I was so annoyed. I was of course younger. I was absolutely fuming about that when we sold Sigurdsson. It was inevitable it was going to happen. He was too good for Swansea at the time, keeping us in the Prem. But I was still fuming because if we did go up, I think Sigurdsson would have been a realistic signing for Swansea on about 10 million. I think we could have got Sigurdsson back for his experience as well, and he loves the club, so he says.
Yeah.
Going into the Stoke game. Stoke away. We beat them for the first time ever last season, 2-1, and that's when the penalty stuff kicked off, and everyone said Swansea are just for penalties and all that stuff in the last minute. It was a diver, I think, by Carl Norton, but it's past now. That season's gone. Swansea didn't go up, so nothing really to talk about. This is actually my sister's birthday, so don't know if she'll allow me to watch it or not before. I don't know. Be an interesting game anyway. Saturday 12th, we face Bristol at home. If we play like we did last season against Bristol in February, we could have scored eight goals in the first half of that game. No one was there to finish them. If it happened this season, I'm gonna.
Was that the game you went 1-0 up in, and then and then you lost? Was it 3-1? Was it 3-1 finish?
Yeah. Casey Palmer scored a corner. DeHeju chipped the goalkeeper because Woodman then started to make mistakes. That's when Swansea fell apart, basically.
Yeah, I see. Oh yeah, because I think it was around. Was it? Who was it against? It was around Huddersfield or Bristol? That's when you start to
Yeah,
stuck for a little
it
bit.
was Huddersfield on the 19th. Then everyone's really worried to go. That was after Forest game. We had Forest. We had Man City in the. No, let me start again. We just played Norwich. We won 2-0 really convincingly at home. Then we went into the Man City game full of confidence and ambition that we could actually knock them out, which would be massive, of course, if there were any team to beat Man City out. Unfortunately, didn't put in the performance we wanted, but we rotated the scores quite a little bit. Of course, at this point, we still had Paul Ariola and Jordan Morris, who unfortunately had massive injuries, and eventually cancelled their loans and went back to America.
Why they were like your main signings, and they both got
In
injured.
January, they were one of them. Jordan Morris had more hype than Ariola. And then, of course, Hurahan was probably the biggest in January in terms of
I know
signings.
Forest are linked with him right now.
Oh, Hurahan.
Yeah, I would love him at Forest because we need someone who can take the corners and the free kicks. Like,
He's brilliant
Harry
at set
Wilson.
pieces, but open play, I'm not going to lie, he doesn't really do much.
Yeah, we just need someone to do those set pieces. But yeah.
And then, of course, Huddersfield, that's when it all went downhill for Swans last season. Then
To be honest, yeah, I think
Don't-
Swansea, when it went downhill was when you beat Norwich 2-0. That's when it went downhill. Just like Forest against Leeds. When we beat Leeds 2-0, it went downhill. I think
No, that was the time I actually thought Swans, that's it, this is our time. We're actually going to go up in the automatics.
Yeah. But at the same time, we you kind of held on to the playoffs. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about though. Next game, we play
Sheffield United. This Sheffield United, it could go either way. Bramall Lane, nice stadium in my opinion as well. I think we can win. I think we can. But look at this schedule, yeah. Sheffield United, Bournemouth, West Brom. What's that all about? All around my birthday, typical.
That's in what less than a week, about a week.
I know. They
Bournemouth
obviously want us to lose around my birthday. Not having it. I think we could get about 2-3 points out of that. Draw every game. We'll probably lose actually to West Brom because it's away.
I think you'll get something against Bournemouth. I'm not sure about Sheffield United or West Brom. I think you can get something against Bournemouth, but
honestly, I feel more confident at playing Sheffield United than I do against Bournemouth.
I just think Bournemouth are going to lose a few key players because I think some of them were like, okay, we've been relegated. I'll play one season in the Championship. If we don't get promoted, I'm off. I think that's what a lot of people are going to be thinking, like Dan Juma. I think he's going to be leaving. It's, again, like Armstrong, Southampton or Newcastle are the two clubs looking at him. But, yeah.
If they keep Dan Juma, Solanke's basically a Championship player, lower Prem. But if they keep Dan Juma, I just don't understand what his ambitions are with the club, to be honest, and his career. But yeah, that's going to be a really tough schedule around my birthday. Then we go to March. Eden's off a little bit with Coventry, Blackpool, Peterborough, and Birmingham. So that's a win.
That's easier. On paper, that's easier.
On paper, that is much easier. But Coventry are going to give us a game and a half. Blackpool.
They always give teams a game.
Blackpool, Peterborough. I think they're both going to be in a scrap at the bottom by this time. Grinding out results, hopefully. Bloomfield Road away, I know it's going to be a really tough game, and hopefully might even go to that one. I'm really unsure, though, if I'll be going to Blackpool in March. Peterborough, never been to Peterborough. Love to go, but Wednesday night's kickoff. Probably won't go to that game if away fans are allowed, but be a tough game, and I think they could hold us something there. And then Birmingham at home, I think we'll draw it. We don't tend to do well against Birmingham at home. Over recent games, though, that is. Like last time we drew 0-0, for example. Just couldn't finish our dinner. Then going into April, first game, what's the gap between? Saturday 19th, it better not be another international break.
And the next game is the South Wales Derby. Oh, it was written in the stars.
So that happens twice. Love the AFL.
Oh, yeah. Cardiff for the first South Wales Derby. Double even. If that happens, oh my gosh, if that happens.
I'm not even going to begin to explain that because Cardiff do brilliant after international break. Swansea do so bad. I can't believe that. I'm furious with that. I'm furious.
Oh my goodness.
Not happy at all. Then we play Derby County. Should win that. And then Barnsley should win that also. Reading away 4-1, please. There's always seems to be 4 or 5 goals in the game against Reading away, so that should be a few goals in that one. Like last season, it was 2-2. Season before 4-1. You love that scoreline. And then the season before, actually, on New Year's Day, we beat them 4-1 as well. So a lot of goals against Reading. Then we play Middlesbrough at home. Feel we can definitely get a win at home. But Middlesbrough think they could make a push for the playoffs this season. Be interesting to see. Then Forest away at City Ground. It's actually on my mum's birthday, so I'm not even sure if I'll be able to watch it. I'll definitely keep up to date with the scores, though. Tricky.
Yeah, you'll probably win. Connor Roberts will probably score from a header. But yes, moving on to the next fixture.
And it is the final fixture. We play QP on the final day, Saturday, 7th of May, at home. It's a home game. If you know Swansea, we haven't had a home game on the final day since West Brom. The season that Hull went down, the season before Swans went down, Paul Clements saved us. I think it was 17-18 season. I think. What season did Swans go down?
17/18.
Yeah, so it was a 16-17 season that we last played the final game of the season at home, if my memory's correct. But yeah, so thank you so much, LGP, for Luke coming on and today.
No
Brilliant.
No.
So we also, if you guys missed it, we did a stream just before this one to talk about Forest games. LGP pro Forest views. If you want to have a look at what his thoughts were on the games and the schedule for the upcoming season, where they make sure you check out that stream. Also subscribe to LGP. Brilliant to have you on here as well. No problem, anytime, and hopefully we can do this again soon. Probably got some watch songs, maybe. I'm up for that if you are.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, we'll see what the future holds.
Yes, definitely. And guys, that's going to be it for the stream. We're going to have my dinner in a minute. Got hot dogs and chips. Looks absolutely amazing. But
sounds solid.
Can you do what something they go through from around 16 videos? We'll see about the watch songs. I'm really not too sure. Tomorrow I'm going to have a day of streaming. I'm actually filming a vlog tomorrow. It's very exciting. But not giving anything away to anyone yet. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. They are the fixtures for Swansea and Nottingham Forest for next season. If you have enjoyed, do smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to LGP's channel. I'll put his link in the bio. After I finish with tea, I'll do that straight away. But once again, thank you so much, LGP, for coming on. And guys, see you in the next one very soon. Bye, guys.